Chosen ones. Today, I'm going to go over the algo results and I want to show you guys exactly what we're doing. I believe we're at the forefront of something that's going to completely change the entire game. So I want to show you exactly what we're doing. And I want you to know my mindset and how I think about this stuff and what my long-term vision is. And that will allow you to see the full opportunity in front of you, right? So first and foremost, I came from an athletic background, played football at the University of Texas, won a national championship in football, later won a national championship in track and field. I've always loved sports and was extremely competitive, right, my entire life. Been lucky enough to win a championship on every level. Little league football team, my high school team won a state championship. High school won a basketball state championship. Got a chance to become a U.S. Army All-American in high school. So I feel like I've done it at the highest level at every level of my career. And I'm bringing that same intensity, vision to this industry. And I've been studying this for over 15 years. I've been manually trading for 10 years, been algorithmic trading for about 7 years. And this is my passion. I absolutely love this way more than I ever loved football. And this is something that completely changed my life. Football gave me a boost and it kind of gave me some opportunities out of the gate. But being introduced to this particular industry and putting in the time, the 20,000 plus hours that I put into this industry to become one of the best in the world, it has absolutely changed my life. And I'm so passionate about this. I'm so passionate about sharing this information and helping other people win at the highest level. And you can see that not just through my words, but through my actions. I give you guys top-notch strategies, manual strategies, and algo strategies for free on the YouTube channel. There's nowhere that you can go and find this high-level information being given away for free. And I know most of you won't use it, but I still put this out there for those who want to make a life-changing decision like I did. So this is for you. And I don't want you to think that you have to be a genius. I don't want you to think that you have to be really smart or really good at math. Some of my best students have come from some of the roughest situations you could think of. One of my best students, he was selling weed and he grew up in a gang culture in Fort Worth. And once I showed him this, he was able to take $175 and within 3 to 4 years, he became a millionaire. Just trading, no marketing, no selling courses. He made all of that money in the markets. So I feel that anybody can do it. If your fingers can work and if you can see your screen, I feel like you can make money in this industry. And transparently, I truly believe this is one of the most simple industries in the world. If and I don't want to use the word easy because simple and easy is it sounds similar, but it's completely different, right? This is a very simple market, but it's not easy. And the reason why I say it's not easy is because it's your mindset. I've seen people have winning trade setups given to them and they still lose money, right? I've seen people make $30,000 in a month and then lose it all. And it has nothing to do with the industry. It is them as individuals. They lack discipline, they lack integrity, they lack consistency, they vibrate in a lower frequency, and they don't accomplish the things that they want to accomplish. They end up self-sabotaging themselves. So when I say when you want to really get successful in anything, especially trading, you want to focus on yourself. You want to master yourself and you want to become the best version of yourself. And that's going to allow you to become successful in this space, right? Just like in anything. But in this space, it will expose you like no other industry in the world. Like I told you, I had elite experience in football. And in football, you can blame the quarterback, the running back, the defense. You can blame so many other people, the coaches, the GM, the owner. You can blame so many different people in football. And it doesn't really make you become accountable. You're going to be accountable to a certain extent because if not, you won't be on the field. But there are so many nuances that will keep you from being accountable in that particular sport. And that's just like most sports, it's a team sport, right? But in trading, you usually do this by yourself. You're usually trading your own account by yourself. So you can't blame anybody for your failures except yourself. And I truly feel because I've done mixed martial arts since I was about 3 or 4 years old. I did it all the way up into my teens. I did boxing as an adult. And I really understand the combat culture. And a lot of people talk about mixed martial arts as a way to build discipline. And in my personal experience with having about a decade experience in both industries, I can tell you that trading is a whole nother level of discipline. So if you want to become successful, if you want to become the top 1% that actually make money in the markets, you want to work on your mindset and become a disciplined individual. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and get into the results, and I'm going to show you guys what we've done so far this week, this month, this year, and what we plan to do in the very near future and how you can get involved, right? So if you look at these stats, these are the daily stats. All of these are my own personal accounts. I have money in all these accounts. And I like to diversify. I have multiple different strategies. I have some strategies that only trade gold, like Star and Goldie, but I also have some different algos that trade multiple different currency pairs, like C2, C1. They both trade multiple currency pairs in the foreign exchange market, forex pairs. Also trade some gold pairs and trade different assets to um, mitigate risk, right? So we have multiple different strategies, like I said, multiple different risk tolerances. Some of our algos are at very, very low risk. Like this one, this is probably the lowest risk algo that we have. It's very conservative, very consistent. People that usually have 500 to $1 million to invest, they will want to put their money in something like this that is very, very low risk. Usually you have less than 3% drawdown. I believe this account has less than 3% drawdown total for the year, which is very great for, like I said, people that have significant capital. I also have medium risk and then some high risk algos. This algo right here is moving at more high risk. The max drawdown on this one is about 6%, a little bit over 6%. And that is a lot because when you think about it, on $1 million account, that would be 60,000, right? That would kind of make those people feel uncomfortable. So on those bigger accounts, we like to create algos that's going to keep that drawdown very low. So the, institutional investors and different investors with larger capital can feel safe and still benefit, from this amazing opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and break down some of these accounts. I'm going to break down maybe my smallest account because I know a lot of people always ask, what's the minimum to get started? Because most people like to just get their foot wet and, really test the system out before they commit more and start to add capital. So you can see this is one of my smaller accounts. This account started with a little bit over $1,000. You can see it's up 100%. I'm going to show you a little bit more about the account. Obviously, you can see the total trades is done 140 trades, 80% win rate. You can see it has a positive best trade to worst trade ratio, which is very important, and also a positive win to loss ratio, which is very, very important. And when you do the basic math, it's all about making sure that you have a positive ratio and then you have a winning percentage that complements that. And because I have a winning ratio, a win-loss ratio, I could be at 50% and still be profitable, right? But we're at 80%, which is absolutely amazing. So really quick, I just want to run you through the last handful of months that we've been running this algo on this account. You can see it started at the end of May. So it took a small loss as the month was transitioning to the next month, the first full month, we did almost 10%, 24% in July, 18% in August, 22% in September. And in this month of October, we're already up almost 4%. And I want to also show you some bigger accounts because I know some investors have bigger accounts and want to do different things. So I'll pull up one of my bigger accounts that I just started earlier earlier this year. I think it's maybe 3 months old. I think this is month three actually. It's up 30,000 in 3 months with 7% total growth. It's averaging about 67%. These numbers are a little skewed because this is a more aggressive account and I took a bigger loss in the beginning. And like in some of my previous videos, I told you guys that I don't trade demo accounts. I don't test my algos on demo accounts. I test them on live money. So in the beginning, when I started this account, you can see right here, I took a pretty big loss. It was about 100K loss. Um, I would say it was about 70% of the initial balance, and the other 30% was profit. So it knocked it down to about 430 bucks, 430,000, and you can see right now it's already at 530. So it's gained over $100,000, just since we took that loss. So last month, you can see in the last, I think 2 or 3 videos, right at the end of the month, we did about 70,000 last month on this account. So you can see we took a loss this first month, me being extremely aggressive on this account. I really wanted to test it out to see, how those results can translate to a bigger account. And once I got the lot settings right in the adjustments that were needed, I was able to scale this account pretty aggressively. And I don't think we'll ever have a big loss like this. This was kind of like a fluke incident where I just really wanted to test it out. And as soon as I turned the algo on, we took this loss pretty quickly. So um, I've learned from those mistakes. We've optimized the settings, and I believe we're going to have tremendous growth going forward. I've also actually set a equity monitor to monitor this account, and if we go down to 5%, it will automatically close out all the trades, and then I have to manually restart it. So 5% is the maximum we can lose on this account. And with this software and with different investors, they can choose how much they want to risk, right? They have complete flexibility on their risk parameters when using this software. So if you want to risk 1%, you can risk 1%. If you want to risk 10, 20, 30%, you can risk that much. So it all depends on your risk tolerance. This account took like a 20% loss, but like I said, we started recovering and it made a little bit back before the month rolled over. And I want to show you, market is actually in a couple trades right now, down a little bit, but that's what usually happens. The market goes negative before it goes positive. I want to show you guys the trades from today. Today is 10/8. You can see all 3 of these trades happened today. We had 3 trades on gold. We were selling the all-time high gold. As you know, gold recently cracked $4,000 an ounce, and we were shorting that with this algo at the all-time highs. And you can see the first trade that we took, it opened this trade at 6 o'clock and it closed this trade at 6:01:01. So in 1 minute and 1 second, this algo made a little bit less than 3,000 because you got to calculate the commission as well. So it was 3,200 minus the 423, which was still about 2,600 or something around that range. And then you see the next trade. We had another trade a couple hours later. It was in this trade for about 3 minutes and 47 seconds. And you can see we took about a 600 buck loss. And then we came right back with this last trade a few hours after the previous trade. You can see this trade started at 1,300 and it ended at 13:01:09. So in a minute and 9 seconds, it made another 2,800 minus the commission, which was about 24. So in total today, we've made over 4,600 bucks, 12,000 for the week, 27,000 for the month so far. And that's after taking that big loss. So we were able to climb ourselves back. And one of the things that I like to kind of brag on is how long did it take you to come out of that loss? And some algos, because the risk to reward is not as good as ours and they don't have a positive expectancy rate, it could take 8 to 12 months to come back from a loss, right? So you got to be very, very careful when you choosing algos and doing algorithmic trading. You want to make sure that the algo provider that you choose, they really understand risk management. They really have a robust portfolio of different strategies, and that they have the competency to build proper algos with proper risk to reward ratios. I see a lot of algos that are doing well and they crash or they have tremendous drawdowns. That's not necessary, but a lot of people have been experiencing that, here recently, and a lot of people are afraid to actually use this technology. And what I want to let you know in this webinar is you should never have a big loss in the markets, no matter if you're trading manually or algorithmic trading. Most people take big losses because they don't understand risk management and they don't have discipline, right? So we've built that into these algos. Like I said, I've been doing this for almost a decade. This is my absolute passion. I spend probably 15 hours a day or more, building algos, back testing, and just working in this space because I absolutely love it. Not because I have to. Obviously, you see, I can live a pretty good life just living off the daily, compounding of these algos trading. But I truly love this. I feel like even once I become a multi-billionaire, I'm still going to have the same daily lifestyle because I absolutely love doing what I do. So, with that being said, I won't go into every single account, but if you guys are interested in algorithmic trading and trading with algos and AI, make sure that you hit the link below. I have a link to my Telegram group, and inside the Telegram, I give you live updates every day on manual trading, algorithmic trading with AI, and affiliate opportunities that you guys can take advantage of as well. In 2025, this is the biggest opportunity to ever be alive. Open AI, Claude AI, there are so many different AI platforms that can help you completely change your life. And most people don't understand the power of AI because they are a little slow to catching up with the trends and the times. But right now, if you're not using AI, you are falling behind so significantly, it's not funny, right? You cannot compete with somebody that is using AI consistently to do the same thing that you're doing. It's just a complete different level. Think about it myself. I want to show you one of my biggest accounts before we finish. This account has done, I want to go to the stats, 93,000 trades this year. 93,000 trades. That's absolutely insane. There's no human that could do 93,000 trades in a year accurately and be profitable. I highly doubt that. Those are insane numbers. Insane numbers. For me, myself, I would be lucky to do a few hundred trades a year. And that would be a lot for me. So to do almost 100,000 trades, it is insane. It is insane. And look at the results. Over 200% growth in a little bit over a year. That is the power of AI. I don't know any manual traders that are crushing it like this consistently across multiple accounts, right? So I just want to introduce you guys to this amazing opportunity. Um, we are going to continue to elevate this business and brand. We have a lot of partners that are involved. I have about 20 developers that help me work on, maintain, and build new algos. And we're going to continuously bring new products, and not only bring new products, but to continue to develop the products that are already in the market that we have. So I'm extremely excited about this, and I want to continue to bring this information to the masses. So if you guys are interested in joining the community, make sure you hit the Telegram link below. If you're interested in trading with algorithmic trading, make sure that you follow and subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be dropping more algorithmic trading advice and information, and it's going to be completely life changing to the people that can understand this information and decide to invest their time to learn this information. With all that being said and done, I love you with much gratitude, and I pray you have a phenomenal day, and I'll see you on the next webinar. Peace.